What's up? What's up? What's up? It is your girl Tasha, known to the world as the Tasha Carpenter. But everybody calls me your girl Tasha because when you hang with me, what it is like you are hanging with your girl. And guys, it is Saturday. Yes, it's Saturday. And you know what? I have been a bad girl because your girl Tasha has not done her wake up list post. I didn't do one yesterday and I didn't do one today. And I know that you guys are always excited about my wake up list post. Hey Terrence, how you doing, baby? Hit share, hit share. I'm telling you, all you guys hit share because I am coming on here and I need to find out, have you guys been counted? So that's what we're going to talk about. So this is something that needs to be shared all over. Just share, share, share. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. And also invite, share, invite, watch party, whatever you need to do. Because, hey, Derek, because we're going to talk about have you been counted. But as I get there, Derek is on here. Derek, you done started, baby. Look, I went right on downstairs because you put that glass of Tonkat Ali up. And I said, is it hot or cold? Derek said, I only drink it hot, but he drank his in a glass, guys. And I went and got my ice, made my Tonkat Ali. And while I'm sitting here, because I'm going to be talking to you guys about have you been counted? Get everybody on here. We're going to talk about have you been counted, give you some education. But while I'm doing that, I am going to be drinking my iced coffee Tonkat Ali, guys. It is the bomb. Derek is one of my repeat customer. He drinks it all the time. Terrence drinks it. There's a lot of people that buy this Tonkat Ali all the time. But you guys know, oh my God. So good. So good. But while you are sharing and inviting, because we got to get people on here so we can determine whether or not they've been counted. And this goes out to that Facebook crew as well as the YouTube crew. YouTube, hi. You gonna start seeing me live a little bit more. Yes, yes. Okay. But in order for you to be counted, guys, it means you got to get on up. So you know your girl Tasha definitely gonna have some music to help you with getting up. Let's see what we got here. Okay, as we wait for y'all to get on, because we're going to talk about have you been counted. We got to get on up. Y'all got to hit the share button. One, two, three, four. Get up, stay on the scene, like a sex machine. Hey, get up, get on up. I need y'all to get up, because we're going to talk about getting counted, okay? I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to hit share. Get up, oh, get up, I don't know James Brown parts, you know? Okay, so look. Let me let it go to the bridge one more time if it gets there. Right on, right on. Y'all got to get it together. What I'm about to talk about, being counted, y'all got to get it together, okay? Get up. Be counted. Be counted. Hey, be counted. Hey, be counted. No, this is a karaoke version, Natasha. Be counted. Hey, be counted. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Eric, I'm not crazy. But yes, guys, I want to talk to you about have you been counted, okay? We are so caught up. There are so many people who you got the comments tab open upper right corner on the screen. You can click the comments to show them. What? I can? Oh, okay. Let's see. Natasha Davenport, girl, your girl Tasha not going to jail. That was a karaoke song. It's going to come back on here. And this is my brand new friend, Mr. Eric Quinn. He is like always he just supports me. He just supports me. He don't know what to do with himself. Terrence from Chicago, same thing. Boy, I am not going in. I see not the full joint. Okay. And Terrence said that you can't understand JB. No, I can't understand. I can't go. Man, I was about to say girl. Man, I can't do JB. I can't do JB. I can barely do anybody else. Okay. All right. Thank you, Derek. Oh, shucks, Derek. Oh, shucks, Derek. Derek came on and said, hey, Derek. I love this. Okay. So anyway, back to, have you been counted? What do you guys think I'm talking about when I ask you, have you been counted? Because what I know is that a whole bunch of people are caught up in this whole thing with the social distancing and the coronavirus and the pandemic, and you have to stay in the house, and you're talking about all the conspiracy theory stuff, and you're talking about all the negative stuff. But there is some other things that should be going on that has not been stopped, that was not hasn't been stopped because of the pandemic. We know, like here in the Maryland area, we at this time should really like be in the middle of early voting and all this other kind of stuff. I am a chief election judge and stuff like that. But, you know, people where they're having elections, they're being delayed and all this stuff. But there is something that's still going on every day, pandemic or not, social distancing or not. Everybody should be taking the, you might don't know how to step. What? Are you talking step? What you talking about? You talking about stepping like dancing? Oh, you better go and find a Facebook Live. Your girl know how to step, Mr. Eric Quinn. Do you know how to step? I know how to step. Okay. Anywho, Eric Quinn. Anywho, so look, the census, the 2020 census is what I'm talking about. Okay. I need you guys to share this, because it's across to everybody across the United States. Just share, invite, start, watch parties, whatever. Because even though social distancing is going on or the pandemic is going on and you got to stay in your house, if you got a phone and if you got a computer, and if you old school, when you get the little mailer in the air, I'm telling you, my Tonkat Ali iced coffee. Yeah, anyhow. If you got any of those, you can do your 2020 census, okay? That's what has to happen. People do not understand. I'm going to tell you, I got mine day one. When mine came in the mail, it literally took me like 6 minutes to go online, put the little code in that they mailed to me, and I inputted my information for my census, okay? And some people just don't understand how important it is that you be counted, okay? And the thing is that whether you believe it or not, to me, I take this just like the people who say, you know, it's no use of me going and voting in local elections, or no use of me voting at all in any kind of election, regardless of what's going on, you know, because you say your vote don't matter or whatever, right? I think that's the same thing that people has about the 2020 census. The census don't matter. Well, let me tell you something. If it only takes you, in my case, 6 minutes to do it, don't you think you should do it just in case it does matter? Huh? Don't you think that you should do it just because to think that boy is so bad. He talking about he's sipping on something too. How many of you guys, tell me, have you received your census in the mail? If you received your census in the mail, can you drop a 1? Okay. If you received your census and you actually completed your census too, can you drop a 2? Or if you're a person that knows about the census, tell me why the census is important. Why do you find that the census is important? Do you know why? Okay, Eric, good job. He did his census. Okay, I like that. Eric gave me a 2. Let's see, Roche. Oh Lord, the things are moving too fast. I can't catch it. We got a 2 from Eric. We got a 2 from hey Rochelle, and we got a 2 from Rochelle too. How you doing, girl? I'm glad you're holding up with it. We need people to share and invite, because everybody needs to do their census. And the thing is that actually April 1, I think it was the 1st, or maybe it was April 2nd, whatever. Yeah, the 1st. The 1st is actually the date when it really starts counting. Okay, if you don't fill out this census right now, you will not be counted for the next 10 years. It's every decade, guys. It's every decade. Okay, and when they count you for the census, you need to put everybody in your household on there, no matter what. Children, roommates, anybody that's living in your household at that time needs to be recorded on your census. And guys, right now, because we got COVID-19, all this stuff going on in social distancing, it's even more important. We already know that we have so many essential people who are out there on the line in different capacities. Census workers, guys, are essential people. So when you guys, if you do not take the time to go ahead and complete these census forms when you get them in the mail by just going to the website, I know you guys got a computer because you're watching me right now, okay? But if you don't take the time to go and just do it on there, that's when these census workers who are considered as essential people are then sent out to start knocking door to door for people who have not yet turned in their surveys and have not yet been counted. So I think that this time during the COVID-19 is even more important for us to just go ahead and make sure that we execute it from going online or dialing a phone number or mailing the piece of paper back. Now, actually, myself, I worked as a census worker during the last census things. Okay. We got Cecilia Aiken. She said we returned ours is truly, truly important. Absolutely, Cecilia. And I'm going to tell you, during the last census, when I worked the census, oh my goodness, I can imagine what it is right now during COVID-19, because some people are not going to want to open their doors. Good job, Arkeitha Reed. She says she has her census done. Good job. I knew I surround myself around some intelligent people. So it was funny when I did the census. And look, I can imagine Mr. Eric Quinn. Doing this when he gets older, okay? But the last time when I did the census, I really felt that it was a great part-time job to do, because sometimes you're knocking on the doors of people who are just lonely. They may not have visitors for anything else. And I recall this one older gentleman who answered the door, and he just wanted to talk. He was so excited to see me there. But you know, one of the things, this is going to be a funny story before I get back into why the census is important, guys. Oh my God. You know, some people get mad because you have to be like, are you a man or a woman? Okay. And people be like, don't I look like a woman? Don't I look like a man? You know, but that's just a requirement. We have to ask the questions that are on the paper as they are on the paper. I'm talking like I still work for them. But that was the thing. And this old gentleman, I asked him, and next thing I know, he done pulled his little ding out. I said, are you a man or a woman? And he let his little thing come out, guys. And I was like, still, I just kept it professional. I said, sir, are you a man or a woman? And, you know, he was like, zipped his little pants back up. I'm a man, you know. But then he apologized and stuff, and he doesn't get any visitors and all this other kind of stuff. And he was just excited to see a red bone like me. Okay, sound like Eric Quinn in the future, I think, right? That's Mr. Eric Quinn in the future. But anywho, yes, Josephine, yes, he was showing it. Absolutely, he was showing it, Josephine. Okay, yes, Natasha is like, OMG. But anyway, back to why the census, guys, I was listening. I had planned on doing this on April 1st, and it was a guy who specializes in censuses. And he said on the 1st, so far, guys, I got a lot of y'all on here saying that you've already completed yours, but only 50 million people had yet been counted by April the 1st. Okay, they send them out early to hope that they have a good number of people that are in by April 1st, but only 54 million people have been counted. In this country, guys, that is only like 35% of the people had been counted yet, okay? And it's just crazy, you know. It is totally crazy. It's absolutely essential for us. And what was funny is that they was talking about some of the reasons, the rumors. I'm gonna pull up my iPad. Some of the rumors why they think, you know, why people don't count. So I want to share with you some of the false thoughts about doing your census and what you have to worry about. Is number one, to set the record straight. when the census worker comes to your house, they do not ask you if you are a citizen or not. They do not ask, is there anyone in your house that's not a citizen or not? So there are people out here who don't want to turn in their census because they believe that somehow it's going to cause them to get exported. Okay. It has nothing to do with you being a citizen or not at all. In fact, it's against the law for them to share information about that. Can your answers in your census survey be used against you for law enforcement purposes? This is like for people, the men out there, if you're not out there, yes, really, Eric, like the men out there, or it could be women too, but some men who are behind on their child support, or people who are behind on paying their taxes or things like that, they don't want to turn in their census because they believe that it's going to give a flag for the IRS to come after, get them, over the law to come after them because they haven't done what they need to do. But that's false. Again, the census cannot be used against you. What questions will not be asked by the census? Okay, y'all got to know this because there'll be people that's faking that will come out to your house and act like they are census takers. They do not ask you what's your social security number. They do not ask you for money or donations. They do not ask you anything on behalf of a political party. Okay. And they do not ask you for your bank or your credit card numbers. So if someone is claiming to be a Census Bureau contact, if someone claiming to be from the Census Bureau contact you by email or by a phone and asks you for any of those things, you should know that it's a scam, okay? And you should not give them the information. I don't care how many times we sit here and tell people about those certain things. You get those little emails saying you winning a gift card at Walmart, all this stuff. You click on that. All they doing is gathering your data, okay? So you got to be careful about that, including with the census. So now that we get past the false statements that people believe about the census, you have got to understand why census are important. And remember what I said a few minutes ago is that Andre coming in from New York. Yes, he said he did his. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And he said absolutely no personal information. All right, thank you. I said Andres and Andres. I'm sorry, baby. So look, why is it important? Again, whether it works or not, take the daggone 6 minutes, get up and do the 6 minutes and make it happen. Because just in case it does make a difference, you need to be counted, because for the next 10 years, that's going to impact your community, okay? When we talk about it impacting your community, it can impact the number of kids and what they get with when it comes to their school lunches, free lunches, regular lunches, things of that nature. Plans about highways and stuff in your area, getting them built, getting them fixed when they break down and things of that nature. It impacts your firefighters, and it impacts family living for senior citizens and things of that nature. It impacts the funding for your hospitals that are in your area. Okay, it impacts funding if your area experiences a natural disaster and things of that nature too. Okay, that's how it determines stuff. It also determines how you are represented when it comes to the Congress and in the Senate and things of that nature too. How the boundaries are done. How teachers get paid. How they get grants in their schools. Okay. Hey, something y'all probably don't even know. It even impacts the funding of child abuse, protecting our children. Those little certain things are all reasons why you need to make sure that you're counted and you turn your census in. So while we're all sitting home right now and we're doing this social distancing right now, let's see. Arkeitha Reed said the census is as important as making your vote count to see change in your community. Absolutely right. I agree with you, Arkeitha. Definitely, and like I said, for some people, it's always that thing about, okay, some people say, no, it don't make a difference. My vote don't count. My census don't count. God don't count. God ain't real. I'd rather err on the side of caution. Now I believe in God. I believe in doing my census, and I believe in voting. But if I didn't, and if I wasn't sure, I'd rather err on caution that there is a God, and I'm not going to go to hell because I say there's no God, that if I vote and put somebody in office, that they might do some of the stuff that they promise to do, because none of them do everything they promise to do. And with the census, that I'm going to be counted and that my child is going to be counted. And you know what, guys? Another myth too. Some people think that somehow your census, like your AT&T or your Verizon or your T-Mobile cell phone minutes, they don't roll over into the next census. Just because you did a census before and maybe your family numbers have not changed, that does not mean that they're going to recalculate whatever was calculated the last time they did their census. In addition, guys, especially for those of you who are like me right now, who have children who are in college, do you know that the child during this 10 years, they are counted in a census for the area of where they go to school at? So even though Trinity is my daughter and I'm here in Maryland, her count is going to go to Oklahoma, okay? And it's not going to change for the next 10 years. So no, it doesn't just roll over, okay? No matter what you put on your paper, if your child is on FAFSA and when they go into school, the schools generate the information out for your child to be counted there, and it eliminates their count where they live at, because it's based on where you sleep and live most of the time during the year. So if you have a college student, they're sleeping and living most of the time during the year at that college, and that's where they're counted. So that is just a whole nother reason why you cannot assume that the census somehow just rolls over, because if your child was in college during the last 10-year count, you need to go ahead and redo it and get that person, if that person is living with you, to have them counted where you are right now, okay? So anywho, I can't beat a dead horse. I just came on here to say, I want to make sure, guys, I'm going to tell you, this iced coffee Tomcat Ollie is the bomb. But I just want to make sure, that you guys, I got to turn my music back on. You guys have got to get on up and do your census, because you're at home any old way. Just get on up. Here we go. Hey. Right on, right on. Get counted. Get on up. 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 Get counted. Say it. Type it. Get counted. Hey. My mother's friend is calling me, and I'm going to deny her. Get counted. Get on up. Get counted. Can y'all type it? Get counted. Hey. Get counted. All right, remember, it is 2020census.gov, okay? 2020 census. Did I say that right or did I say it backwards? Let me make sure. Yes, 2020census.gov. There you go, guys. All right. Carl said, oh, Lord, y'all moving too quick. Carl said, all right now. Get counted. I love you, Eric. I love you from Facebook, but I love my man more. Cecilia said, get counted. Get counted. Hey, be on the scene for the next 10 years, guys. Get on the scene for the next 10 years. All right. I love you guys. Look for me to come back later on. Get counted. Get counted. Bye. It's your girl Tasha signing off.